campuses you've been to, and what's your impression of this one? You spent
So
time there.
this is campus number 9.
Right.
So I'm on this listening tour, which has been fabulous. When I took the job, I told the board that one of the things I need to do in my first month is immerse myself and into the the campus life, if you will. So I've been able to do that, and it's been fantastic. Cincinnati, believe it or not, is a place that I applied to before I went to Indiana. I did a visit here many years ago. I don't want to date myself. This is the first time back, and truly impressed with the facilities, the people, the architecture. I love how they've used Starchitects to complement some of the traditional on campus. Cincinnati's ready for the Big 12. It was time for them. And obviously it wasn't my decision, and Bob Bowlesby did an incredible job inviting and welcoming Cincinnati into the Big 12, but they're ready. The facilities are great. I've met with some of the coaches today. Everyone's really excited. I think it's helping them in their recruiting efforts. It's opening up new markets. So very excited about the future.
The Big 12 announced kind of the early negotiation window last week. Has that process started yet, and what do you hope to get out of that?
That process has started. We met with ESPN last week. Had great meetings with them. I think we're very aligned and like-minded in where we want to go in the future. I'll be meeting Fox in the next week to kind of gauge their interest. Obviously, these are conversations to explore, is it in everyone's best interest to go early, to gain clarity? My gut tells me that both Fox and ESPN would like to do that. But I'll know for sure once I meet with Fox in the next week.
Is Oklahoma, Texas early exit, is that a possible byproduct of that?
Has nothing to do with it, really. There's a lot of moving parts right now in this game of chess that we're a part of. Expansion, Texas, Oklahoma, TV. In some respects, they're interconnected, but in others they're not. And with respect to accelerating our TV negotiations, nothing to do with Texas, Oklahoma.
What about a school like Cincinnati that's, it was going to be a full member once the new TV deal kicked in? Does that change that timeline or any kind of TV revenue timeline for
No,
Cincinnati?
whatever was initially negotiated is where we'll go. This is an extension beyond the current term, which ends in 3 years. And I'm hopeful that we can gain some clarity on that soon.
On your end, what level of excitement is there with Cincinnati just making the playoff run and the momentum they bring in related to this conference?
Very additive. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, they're one of the best programs in America today. Big brand, big fan following, great resources. Spent some time with the coach today. He's excited. So this is a big opportunity for the Big 12. And as I was walking around campus today, visualizing some of the existing members coming here, those are going to be big moments in this community. And certainly I'll be here to experience them.
And what are your thoughts on the long-term strength of the conference from a football perspective?
I think top to bottom, we're the best conference in America. We have a lot of depth. We went 9-1 last week. Probably should have won that West Virginia Pitt game, but those things happen. And I'm very bullish on where we are in football, for sure.
You're going to lose 2. You're going to go to 12 then when you add the 4, including UC. Do you have like a growth number in mind that would be best for the Big 12? I mean, because you see the Big 10 and what the SEC are doing. What do you foresee?
I don't look at it from a numbers perspective. I look at it more from a perspective of who would be additive based on our goals and objectives. What we don't want to do is dilute what we already have and split the pie even more. Whatever we do in expansion truly has to be additive and has to create value, not only for our conference, but for our key stakeholders, including our media partners. So all those possibilities are being vetted right now.
Are you in the Big 10 sort of in a competition for poaching some Pac schools?
Absolutely not. Kevin Warren's a friend. We talk, strategy all the time. No different than the conversations I have with other Power 5 commissioners. I'm open for business, as I've said. And open for business means, I'm on the phone, I'm talking to commissioners, I'm talking to brands, I'm talking to schools, but no competition there at all.
Those meetings you talk about with ESPN and Fox, they'll help maybe bring clarity on that front for you and any other potential suitors, right?
Well, we can only do an extension with Fox and ESPN. If we don't get to a deal, then the fallback is to go back what the current agreement says, which is we'll have an exclusive window in February of '24. But now we're having conversations to say, can we figure out an opportunity to work together and extend now? But if we can't get that deal done, that's the fallback. We do not become a free agent.
So it doesn't negate that next window in 2024?
It does not.
Okay.
And that was in some of the stories last week, which clearly stated our position.
With the expansion of conferences and what feels like heading towards super conferences, just how unique is this time for you in your position and all the conversations you're having about the conference right now?
It's interesting. It's a good question. I don't really think about super conference. I don't think about the competition as much as I think about being the best version of ourselves. I think we have incredible upside. The Big 12, we've got great schools. We're in 3 different time zones. My goal is to be even more national, geographically and otherwise. I think we can build our brand. I think we can do a better job of getting on the consciousness of future student athletes where they're voting for the Big 12. There's so much work we can do. We can build our business, which hasn't even been something that we've been focused on. So building the brand, building the business, becoming the best version of ourselves, expansion, those are all things that I'm concerned about. Not so much what the others are doing or these super conferences that people are alluding to.
What are your thoughts on CFP expansion?
I think it's great. I think it brings more attention to the regular season. It obviously brings excitement for the fans. It's great for our champion, our conference champion. So tomorrow I'm in Dallas. There's meetings amongst the commissioner group and obviously the folks at CFP, and we'll see where we go. Lots of work to be done, but I'm excited about it.
Do you expect it'll have any stabilizing factor on the Big 12 specifically?
No, not at all. I mean, I think it's great for college football. It's great for fans. Obviously, as the CFP grows, there is that equity transfer, if you will, for football in the Big 12. But other than that, I mean, it has no bearing per se on our conference.
What do you think will be the impact for UC as they join the Big 12 in terms, I guess I'm thinking in terms of financially, but also competitively?
Well, I think it puts them, they're already on the big stage. I think it puts them on a bigger stage. Hopefully it helps with the recruitment. Hopefully it helps them nationalize their brand from coast to coast. Hopefully it helps them open up new recruiting markets like Texas and other markets that we have a footprint in. So it's a very positive move for us, being able to welcome such a great school and program, but I think it also provides benefits for Cincinnati, and hopefully they can take advantage of it.
Coach Fitt was a big deal here. He's beloved on the UC campus since he's been here. What are your impressions of him?
I was totally impressed. I mean, listen, last year was I'm an Indiana grad. So last year I saw my first college football game in years, happened to be the Indiana-Cincinnati game. I told him, I said, Coach, listen, it was my return to campus. We were up 21-0. I was feeling really good about myself, and then everything fell apart. So I'm just happy I'm on your team now. So, but very impressed. And I know he's excited to be part of the Big 12, and obviously thrilled to be, part of the Cincinnati community.
2 more for Brett.
You mentioned, the meetings with ESPN and Fox. We just saw the Big 10 kind of take a route with 3 big broadcast partners. Do you have like an ideal view or partnership for what you want a TV deal to look like long term?
Well, right now, again, I'm only speaking to ESPN and Fox, and I can't speak to anyone else. But in theory, I want partners that help us glamorize and market and promote the Big 12 and all of our member institutions. That's a big part of that partnership for me moving forward, in addition to all the other things that we benefit from. But I want great marketing partners that want to help build our brand and our business. And I don't think there's any better than ESPN and Fox to do that. So I'm anxious to see where we can take the future with both of them.
Who else would be additive in your view as you look at the landscape across college football? Because I know what you said about
As far as
super
schools?
conferences. Yeah. For the
Well,
Big
I mean, I don't want to get into the specifics, and I appreciate the question, but obviously going out west is where I'd like to go, entering into that 4th time zone, a program that has national recognition, one that obviously competes at the highest levels, both in basketball and football, stands for the right things, is a good cultural fit, because our alignment right now and the like-mindedness of all of our member institutions is fantastic. It's never been better. So I don't want to compromise that. And that's critically important, that there's the right cultural fit, you know, when you think about coming in and being part of what we're building here.
What's next on your tour?
I'm in Houston on Monday. And then I think I follow up with UCF. And I'm at BYU this Saturday for the football game. So I'm nonstop, but I'm loving it. It's great. And you know, each campus is different and unique, which is fantastic for me. And the key takeaway has been the incredible investment our schools are making in student athletes. You know, when you think of human capital and mentoring and infrastructure, so that they can become the best version of themselves. Coming from Rock Nation and prior to that, Brooklyn and NASCAR, I didn't have a lens to that. You know, the enormity of what goes on these campuses. So I really appreciate all the hard work that's been done, the investment that's being done. And what I've seen and what I've realized is that everyone on campus is happy but never satisfied. They want more. They're inspired to do better, which is a big part of our DNA moving forward. So.
What's
Thanks,
your
Trevor.
what's your
Thank you.
guess on the